In this video, I'm going to show you how to solve a linear system graphically. Okay, so here's the question. We're supposed to solve this linear system. 3x minus 2y equals 12, and x plus y equals negative 1. So what a solution to this system is a set of numbers, x and y, like a point on a graph, for example, that satisfies both equations. So if we plugged x and y in, if we substituted the numbers we got for x and y, then it would make both equations true. What this means graphically is a point that satisfies this equation is a point on the line, and a point that satisfies this equation is a point on that line. So that means that the solution to this system, the solution to both of them, is going to be the points on both lines. But here's the thing, if these lines aren't parallel, if they just cross somewhere, then there's only one point on both lines, and that's just the point where they cross. So a nice sort of intuitive way to solve a linear system is to graph both lines, and then to see where they cross. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff here, and we'll have to do everything sort of twice, one for each equation, so I think I'll color code this. This will be the purpley equation, pinky purpley. That'll be number 1, and this will be the blue equation, number 2. Okay, so I've got to graph these equations. And I think in this case, the easiest way to graph the first one is to use the intercept method. Also, the intercept method is underrated. Sometimes people don't like it, even though it's often the easiest way to do things. So in pinky, purpley, whatever, I'm going to make a little xy table. And I'm going to find the value of y if x is 0. So here, I'll just do these calculations over here. I've got 3 times 0 minus 2y equals 12. This is a good method because 3 times 0 is 0. So I have negative 2y equals 12. Divide by negative 2. And we get y equals negative 6. And then next I'll substitute, well, what if y is 0? So I'll have 3x minus 2 times 0 equals 12. So that's nothing. So I have 3x equals 12. And then divide by 3 and I get x equals 4. Okay. So here, if I number these, the points we've got for the pink line are the point 0, negative 6, which is right there, and the point 4, 0, which is right here. So this line looks like that. Okay, now I'm going to do just exactly the same thing for the second equation. The second equation, another good way to graph it would be to change it to y equals mx plus b form to get the slope and the intercepts. But I'm going to use the intercept method just because I think it's a little underrated and people should use it more often. So I'll make my little table, x, y. If x is 0, so we have 0 plus y equals negative 1. So that's just y equals negative 1. And if y was 0, so if x plus 0 equals negative 1, so that's also just x equals negative 1. So this gives me the two intercepts of the blue line, which are the points 0, negative 1, that's here, and negative 1, 0, which is there. So this line will look like this. So the solution to the system here is this point. Now, as you can see, even though I've done this all on graph paper, I made my scale nice and big and stuff, it's actually not 100% clear what point this is. It looks about like 2, -3, but actually, if I hadn't drawn such a big dot, we'd see that that was a tiny bit below -3 there. And this is the main drawback of solving a system graphically, is sometimes it's not 100% clear what the number is. So every time we solve graphically, this is probably the solution here, but we have to substitute it in to check. So I'll verify the point 2, -3. So first of all, in my equation number 1, the pink one, so when I verify in the equations, I'm going to do this in a formal like left side, right side sort of way. So I'll say the left side, which is this part, is 3x minus 2y. When I substitute my x and y in, I have 3 times 2 minus 2 times -3. So that's 6 minus -6, this is 12. The right side of that equation is equal to 12. So the left side equals the right side. So this is good. When my left side and right side are exactly the same, that means the point is on the line. So the point 2, -3 is definitely on the red line. If it's also on the blue line, then I'm finished. So the blue solution, left side equals x plus y. And that is 2 plus -3, which is -1. And the right side of the equation equals, oh, it's -1 as well. So my left side is equal to my right side. So that means, even though it didn't look quite exact on the graph there, that means that this really is the solution to the equation. So the solution is xy equals 2, -3. There we go. So just to review, to solve a linear system, graph both lines. You don't have to use the intercept method, but make sure you're comfortable with it, because it's often the quickest way. And then see where they cross, or where you think they cross, and then substitute the points into the equation and see if they're exactly equal. If they are, that means it's your solution. Okay, good luck.